Warships maneuver meters apart, weapons ready, one mistake away from escalation. The USS Gerald Ford Carrier Strike Group enters the Taiwan Strait. Japanese destroyers flank both sides. Chinese naval escorts close in fast. This is Naval Frontline, where fleets meet first. At 04:12 a.m. local time, radar screens light up across the western Pacific. The Ford Carrier Group crosses into the strait. Two Arleigh Burke-class destroyers lead the formation. USS Milius and USS Chung-hoon take point positions. The Ford follows 8 nautical miles behind. 3 Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force destroyers join from the east. This is the largest combined transit in 18 months. China responds immediately. 6 Type 052D destroyers deploy from Fujian Naval Base. They reach intercept positions within 90 minutes. 2 Type 055 cruisers launch from Zhejiang. The plan forms a parallel escort line. Distance between formations drops to 480 meters. Both sides maintain full radar lock. Fire control systems are active but not engaged. The sea corridor narrows to 12 nautical miles. Surface contact is constant. Bridge-to-bridge communications remain minimal. 2 fleets, 1 narrow sea. How close is too close? Naval Frontline tracks every movement. The tactical picture develops rapidly. U.S. destroyers activate AN/SPY-6 radar arrays. Detection range extends to 400 kilometers. Chinese destroyers counter with Type 3 B systems. Electronic warfare begins without firing a shot. Both sides jam navigation frequencies. GPS signals degrade by 40%. Inertial navigation takes over. Helmsmen rely on visual contact. Ships pass within 300 meters at closest approach. Wake turbulence rocks smaller vessels. Deck crews stand at battle stations. No weapons are unveiled, but all systems are hot. The Philippine Sea to the east remains open. The strait itself becomes a test of nerves. This is not a drill. This is frontline deterrence at sea. Naval Frontline brings you inside the formations. The Ford Carrier launches 4 FA-18 Super Hornets. They climb to 15,000 feet and circle overhead. Chinese J-15 fighters scramble from Fujian province. 8 aircraft enter the strait airspace. They maintain altitude separation, but the message is clear. Air superiority is contested. Surface vessels track every aircraft. Anti-air systems go to ready status. SM-6 missiles on U.S. destroyers can engage at 250 miles. HHQ-9 missiles on Chinese ships match that range. No one fires. No one backs down. The corridor heats up. Naval analysts call this calculated brinkmanship. Military commands call it necessary signaling. Sailors call it the most dangerous water on Earth. Who holds naval advantage here? A. U.S. Navy. B. China. C. Russia. Comment your assessment now. Naval Frontline analyzes force composition in real time. The U.S. Strike Group fields 3 Aegis destroyers. Combined missile cells total 288 vertical launch tubes. The Ford carries 75 aircraft, including strike fighters and electronic warfare jets. Total displacement exceeds 12,000 tons. This is power projection in its most visible form. The Chinese response deploys 8 surface combatants, 6 destroyers, and 2 cruisers. Combined missile capacity reaches 448 tubes. Land-based air support adds 40 fighters within 20 minutes flight time. Coastal missile batteries within 150 kilometers provide backup. The plan operates with home advantage. Logistics are shorter, reinforcement is faster, but the U.S. Navy brings unmatched experience. 3 carrier strike groups operate in the Pacific simultaneously. Integration with Japanese forces is seamless. Communication links are tested and proven. Training exercises run monthly. The question is not capability. The question is resolve. How far will either side push before one yields? Naval Frontline monitors communications intercepts. Chinese vessels broadcast territorial warnings on international channels. U.S. ships respond with freedom of navigation declarations. Japan remains silent but present. Their destroyers hold formation throughout. This is alliance warfare. 3 flags, 1 mission. The transit continues for 6 hours. No shots fired, no collisions occur. But the proximity is unprecedented. At 10:47 a.m. local time, the Ford Group exits the northern end of the strait. Chinese escorts peel off gradually. They maintain visual contact until international waters. Japanese destroyers return to Sasebo Naval Base. The U.S. formation heads northeast toward Okinawa. The immediate confrontation ends. The strategic implications begin. Naval Frontline assesses sea control outcomes. Neither side claimed victory. Neither side retreated. The transit succeeded without incident. But what happened during the night shift changed everything. Intelligence reports surface 12 hours later. During the peak transit phase, submarine activity spiked. U.S. P-8 Poseidon aircraft detected multiple subsurface contacts. At least 2 planned submarines shadowed the carrier group. Type 093 attack subs, operating at patrol depth. They maintained trail positions 8,000 meters behind the Ford. U.S. Virginia-class submarines counter-tracked. 3 boats deployed in protective screen. Sonar contacts occurred every 11 minutes. ASW helicopters dropped sonobuoys in grid patterns. The underwater dimension added lethal complexity. Surface confrontation is visible and manageable. Submarine warfare is silent and sudden. One miscalculation 400 meters down ends differently than one on the surface. Naval Frontline reveals the subsurface chess match. Chinese submarines tested detection ranges. They wanted to know how close they could approach undetected. U.S. submarines tested tracking capabilities. They demonstrated continuous contact maintenance. No weapons were enabled, no torpedoes flooded tubes, but both sides gathered critical intelligence, response times, acoustic signatures, evasion patterns. This data shapes future engagements. The next confrontation will benefit from these lessons. Is this a warning or the start of something bigger? Analysts at Naval Frontline examine strategic motives. For the United States, this transit reinforces commitment. Taiwan's security depends on open sea lanes. Allied confidence requires visible presence. Freedom of navigation is non-negotiable doctrine. Backing down signals weakness across the Indo-Pacific. For China, this response demonstrates sovereignty claims. The strait is viewed as internal waters. Foreign military vessels require permission. Escorting uninvited ships asserts jurisdiction. Allowing free passage concedes territorial disputes. Both positions are incompatible. Both are defended with naval power. Regional allies watch the outcome carefully. South Korea monitors from the north. The Philippines observes from the south. Vietnam tracks movements in adjacent waters. Each nation calculates their own risk. If the U.S. Navy faces this resistance, what happens to smaller fleets? If China pushes back this hard against America, what restraint remains for neighbors? Naval Frontline projects escalation pathways. Scenario 1. Increased transit frequency. The U.S. Navy conducts monthly passages. China responds with permanent patrol zones. Confrontations become routine. Familiarity breeds either caution or complacency. Risk of accident increases with repetition. Scenario 2. Expanded formations. Next transit includes Australian and British warships. China matches with larger escort numbers. The corridor becomes a multinational showdown. Diplomatic channels strain under operational pressure. Scenario 3. Subsurface escalation. Submarines close to within 2,000 meters. Active sonar pings become aggressive. Rules of engagement tighten. One hostile act triggers chain reactions. Scenario 4. Air engagement. Fighter jets drop to 5,000 feet. Close passes occur between rival aircraft. Missiles are armed but not fired. The threshold between posturing and combat narrows. Naval Frontline examines historical parallels. The Cold War saw similar maritime confrontations. Soviet and U.S. fleets shadowed each other globally. Incidents occurred, but war was avoided. Professionalism and communication prevented disasters. But today's technology changes the equation. Hypersonic missiles reduce reaction time to minutes. Automated defense systems can engage without human approval. Satellite tracking provides real-time targeting data. The window for de-escalation shrinks. The cost of miscalculation soars. Taiwan Strait geography compounds the danger. The narrowest point spans 130 kilometers. High-speed transits take 4 hours minimum. Escape routes are limited. Reinforcement takes time. Vessels cannot easily disengage once committed. This creates pressure on commanders. Decisions must be made fast. Communication with capitals may be impossible. Local authority determines outcomes. One captain's judgment can trigger regional war. Naval Frontline speaks with former Pacific Fleet commanders. They describe the psychological weight of strait transits. Every captain knows the stakes. Every crew member feels the tension. Training prepares you for procedures. Nothing prepares you for the political consequences. One collision, one weapons release, one communications failure. The world changes. These officers emphasize restraint protocols, multiple layers of approval required for weapons use, direct hotlines between flag officers, standing orders to avoid escalation, but they also acknowledge reality. In close quarters with weapons systems, active accidents happen. Electronic interference causes misidentification. Stress degrades decision-making. The human factor is unpredictable. What does the next move look like at sea? Naval Frontline offers 3 projections. Option 1, tactical pause. Both sides reduce presence temporarily. Diplomats attempt to establish transit protocols. Military talks address safety procedures. Tension decreases, but no resolution emerges. Option 2, gradual escalation. Each transit grows larger. Escort numbers increase. Proximity decreases further. Eventually, something breaks. Option 3, alternative routes. U.S. carriers avoid the strait entirely. They transit east of Taiwan instead. China claims victory. U.S. maintains operations without direct confrontation. Each option carries consequences. Pause looks weak but preserves stability. Escalation demonstrates resolve but invites disaster. Alternative routes maintain capability but concede symbolism. There are no perfect choices, only calculated risks. Naval Frontline returns to the fundamental question: who controls these waters? The answer is nobody and everybody. The U.S. Navy can transit but not without challenge. China can contest but not prevent. Japan can support but not independently. The strait remains disputed territory. Control is measured in moments, not months. This week the Ford Group passed through. Next week the equation may shift. One deployment, one confrontation, one decision away. Naval Frontline delivers the unfiltered reality. Naval power is about presence. Deterrence is about credibility. Sea control is about will. The Pacific Corridor tests all 3. Fleets will meet again. Distances will close again. The front line remains active. Does this escalate next? Who controls these waters tomorrow? What happens when the next carrier enters? Naval Frontline keeps watch where it matters most. Subscribe to Naval Frontline, where fleets meet first. The front line of sea power. Naval Frontline.